Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. My name is Kyle Schenk. I'm the president of the Capital Area Greenbelt Association. We're extremely excited to have you all out here today, and we are going to be unveiling the first of the improvements laid out in our Building a Better Greenbelt plan. It's a plan for safety, infrastructure, and signage improvements along the entire Capital Area Greenbelt trail system. Capital Area Greenbelt is over a 20-mile trail which loops around and through the city of Harrisburg and surrounding townships. It's truly a regional resource that provides not only opportunities for recreation and respite, but also safe and equitable transportation all around the region. Today we're going to be unveiling our brand new signage program. This is a first step. We're also going to be bringing on actual trail and infrastructure improvements at all intersections along the trail, and extending the trail up into Fort Hunter and hopefully to other areas in the region. Thank you all very much for joining us. I'm going to turn the mic over to our project manager, Mike Krimpaski, to talk a little bit more about the project. Mike?
Thanks, Kyle, and thank you all for coming out today. I want to especially thank the county commissioners for all their support on this project. They started us out with some seed money to do the comprehensive plan, the sign plan, the improvement plan, and it's led to a lot of other opportunities for us. I also want to thank the city of Harrisburg for hosting this event here on Riverfront Park. My wife last night said, "You guys have been talking about this new sign program for years now. It's time to get her done." And the good news is we're starting today and this weekend to put up a brand new comprehensive sign program for users on the Greenbelt. We're going to be removing this weekend with our volunteers about 140 different kinds of signs that identify the Greenbelt or the bike route. Some of these have been confusing. So we're now going to be able to address that with 180 new signs that include mile markers along the 20-mile trail, as well as identification of trailheads and parking areas. We couldn't have done this plan without the financial support that came forward from our community. And I want to mention the organizations that really have been a big help to us. Some of them are represented here today. ArcelorMittal Steel Company from Middletown contributed funds to support our project. The Stabler Foundation, the Rails to Trails Conservancy, Tom Sexton, if you're here, raise your hand. The McCormick Family Foundation, the McClure Company, Kevin Bob, if you're here, raise your hand. Quality Bicycle Products from Middletown, Nick Loftus is here. Nick. And finally, our own association used proceeds from our biggest fundraiser, the Tour de Belt, to support this project. Approximate cost $45,000. We've received great support from our governmental partners, and I want to thank many of them who are here today. I really want to mention Carl Dixon from Dauphin County Parks and Recreation. He's really been a huge help to us. The city of Harrisburg, Susquehanna Township, they'll be installing the signs in their own township. Gary Myers, are you here? Swatera Township is also installing the signs in their township. Harrisburg Area Community College has volunteered to install the signs, and Sharon Wansley is in charge of that project. Paxtang Borough is also installing signs. So you can see this has really been an effort of all the partners. I also want to thank Mark Wilson of Wilson Consulting. Mark has an encyclopedic knowledge of the Greenbelt, and he's right here in this bright orange biker outfit. If you have any questions, about the signs or the improvements we're going to make, Mark is the guy to talk to during our refreshments. I also want to thank Dan and Carolyn Stack at DB Craig Company. They have fabricated the signs and will be helping to install a portion of the signs. Finally, I want to mention PennDOT Secretary Shoke and former Secretary Rick Allen of DCNR. They personally came out on the trail, looked at our problems and our issues, and have offered a lot of help. And the new Secretary of DCNR is planning to do the same in June. Finally, I want to thank 3 people from DCNR who have been a real big help to me in getting this all put together. Lori Yike, Diane Krippus, and Alex McDonald. I know Diane is here, so Diane, raise your hand. It's been a long time, but we're here now to ask the county commissioners, Commissioner Jeff Haste and Commissioner George Hartwick, along with Joyce Davis representing the city, to unveil the new sign and give you whatever remarks they have.
All right, my name's Jeff Haste, and it's a pleasure to be here. Actually, I want to say a thank you to Kyle and to Mike for their perseverance in making sure that this project kept moving forward. The county's involvement, they came to us by way of Carl, I don't know, a year or 2 ago, asked for some funding for a study, and we were able to use $60,000 out of the gaming grant to do a study that identified a number of things. First off, there were 7 intersections that needed to have some improvements in it. With that, it also talked about the need for improved signing, and it talked about wanting to have a connector between Wildwood Park and Fort Hunter Park. And some of you know, we have a number of spurs on this throughout the system, and it's important that we have those spurs in place and we have all this done. You know, because in many ways, this 100-year-old park, really that's what it is in many ways, a 100-year-old park that is 20 miles long, takes many neighborhoods and connects those neighborhoods into one larger community. And part of what we're trying to do is to make sure that that community is safe, and those who come to visit, whether it be a day tripper or a multi-day tripper, is someone who can come in and use the system, feel safe with it, feel comfortable with it, and move forward. You know, and Mike recognized these folks. This part, though, would not have been able to be possible if it weren't for the private donations of many people that are involved. And I, too, on behalf of the county, want to say thank you to those folks. It's going to be good to see that these signs are taken care of. That's one thing that the Greenbelt folks are doing. The thing on the county's part is we look forward to making that next move with that connection between Wildwood and Fort Hunter. So that part of the program will be moving forward as well. But it's really about making sure that our neighborhoods become one community. Those who come into this region know how to use our system, can do it safely. These signs also, in a small way, in those 7 safety intersections that we talked about, some of the minor things that we could do was better signage. There's more work that has to be in those intersections, but at least the signage helps start with that process. And again, thanks to Mark and his, Mark does this as a profession, but he also does it as a passion. I've known Mark for about 30 years. It's appropriate he's here on the bike today because I don't know, I've seen him too many times off of the bike. I don't know, can you work off of the bike, Mark? Okay. But thank you for all the efforts you've done, and we really look forward to this. I guess the unveiling, the big thing is for June 8th for the bike race.
Toward the belt, man.
Toward the belt, we'll get to see this. It'll be the first big opportunity to showcase the signs. And with that, I'll call my colleague George Hartwick. George?
This is truly a labor of love for those individuals that are involved with the Greenbelt. There was not always a great relationship between the county and the Greenbelt, and the idea of connecting the city and the local township trails to improve the quality of life for bikers and aesthetically to tie together the region into one unit. I know there are volunteers that give tirelessly without recognition to be able to make sure that this is a reality. To those individuals, we want to say thank you. It couldn't happen without you. Also to the businesses that stepped up from the private sector to be able to make this a true public-private partnership. I know we've got a great and detailed now strategic plan that we've helped to fund and put together. We look forward to many years of cooperation with the Greenbelt, further expanding our bicycling and recreation opportunities. Without it, quite frankly, I think we see a downgrade in our quality of life and the inability to actually have physical fitness and the connectivity that should really exist from a pathway in this type of public-private partnership. So we're grateful to all of you, and we look forward to future cooperation. With that, I'd like to turn it over to my fellow Commissioner, Mike Preece. Mike?
Good afternoon, everyone. You know, those of us who've had the good fortune over the years to utilize areas of the capital area Greenbelt know that it is truly one of the jewels of the county, and we've all been very, very honored and privileged to utilize it over the years. And I got to give all the credit in the world to Carl and everybody with the Greenbelt for the amount of work that you've put into this. And at this time, I'd like to call up Joyce Davis to continue the presentation. Joyce.
Thank you very much, everyone. And I'm actually here representing Mayor Eric Pappenfuss, who is so supportive of this project and really sends his warmest appreciation to you for what you have done. This sign is going to go a long way toward making the Greenbelt area safe and more accessible to people so that they can really take advantage of the beauty that's here. But more than that, this is a real symbol of how a community can come together to do what's needed at a time when it's needed. So for that, I send you Mayor Pappenfuss's real sincere thanks, and now we can unveil the sign. Okay.
All right. All right. Count of three. 1, 2, 3.
All right, excellent, wonderful unveiling, guys. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Yes. Thank you again for coming out this afternoon, being a part of this historic event here in the Greenbelt. One last plug for the Tour de Belt. It's our largest fundraising event. If you would like to see all the rest of these signs along the rest of the trail, come on out. It is June 8th. We have some flyers right over there on the table. You can also sign up on our website. Events like this is how the Capital Area Greenbelt is able to fund wonderful projects like these signage programs and be able to put in some of the effort and the work that we do. So once again, I'd like to thank everyone who is here today, also all of our supporters on this project. We look forward to a lot more wonderful cooperation and regional partnerships to help improve your Greenbelt. Thank you. Have a great day.